my name is Devina. I'm a senior student studying psychology at the University of Indonesia. I'm grateful that I am one of the awardees of the Indonesia International Student Mobility Awards in 2021, that I get to depart to Boston to become an exchange student for the whole semester. And here is my experience on becoming an exchange student at Boston University. I've always had the dream to join a student exchange program ever since I was in my freshman years, but I didn't have the courage to apply just because I am scared of graduating a little bit later than my peers. One day I was scrolling through my Instagram and I saw the IISMA poster on my international office's Instagram, and that time I thought, wow, there are a lot of benefits. Not only the tuition fees waived, but also you get insurance, you get living costs, you get your plane ticket. So I thought to myself, this would be an opportunity that I shouldn't miss. During the application process, I was still going back and forth on whether I should join this program or I shouldn't. Even before 5 minutes before I joined the interview, I was still thinking, should I be joining the interview or not? The only reason is, I have this idea in mind that I want to graduate at exactly 4 years or probably even faster. So I thought to myself, okay, let's just see how this goes. This is a rare opportunity, and if I were to get in, then I should be thinking about what are my next steps are going to be. I would regret it if I were to not join the interview, because probably joining the interview is one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. A couple of weeks later, I received an email with the results. I finally got into Boston University with other students, which I haven't even met them until the airport. So we had all of this virtual meetings on all the preparations that we need. It wasn't that stressful up until it was 2 or 3 weeks before I was sick. I was really sick. At that moment, I wasn't sure whether I would be able to depart. Fortunately, everything went really well, and on 25th of August in 2021, I and 19 other students finally departed to Boston. During my time in Boston, I am living my best life. All those moments that I have in the US could possibly be one of the best highlights of my life up until today. I was amazed by what the city, what the country has to offer. I was astonished by the university, because what I have in mind about universities is, okay, probably they have classrooms, auditoriums, but this campus, they have a massive fitness center, and they also have interesting classes. Like I joined 2 of those. I joined gymnastics and I joined figure skating, which is a new experience to me. They even have the facilities as well. They have the big stadium, they have a skating or hockey rink. So it's not only the classes to excel in your academics, but also you can have the opportunity to join different non-academic activities. What I really like about Boston University is the outstanding resources that they had to offer, such as there's this thing called Build Lab. It's an entrepreneurship center, which if you want to make a business, if you think of making your own startup, and you can have a consultation with all those mentors and you can meet new people there. Other than that, they also have language classes, so they have nutrition workshops as well. You can consult with them about your diet, about your eating patterns. They have mental health counseling, and also they have this writing tutoring. So if you have some trouble with creating essays or reports, then you can have someone to teach you how to do it through their writing tutoring workshops. And they also have plenty of other resources and workshops that are offered with no additional cost. My biggest adjustment of going to the United States, especially for the academics, so we have readings to do. So we have to do all those readings before class, or else in class you won't be able to understand what the lecturers, the professors are going to discuss it to you. They're going to ask you questions, and when you can answer these questions, you can get a high participatory grades. So these grades are also important because they will be calculated to get your final grades. With the pre-readings, I really know the materials that the professor is going to be explaining, and I would be able to join the discussions. When talking about social life in Boston, I would say making friends for me has always been easy, and I like talking to people, so I think it benefits me in a way that I am confident enough to approach people and asking how how's their day and like make new conversations. This is my first experience of living in a triple with, I have 2 other roommates. They were really nice. During the program, I also meet a lot of international friends. They come from Italy, France, Spain, China, Korea, and yeah, just a lot of international friends. And so I get to learn a little bit more about their culture, and not only international friends. When I was there, I also meet a lot of Indonesian students who are pursuing their master's degree. And then I had the opportunity to meet one of the ministers of the Indonesian ministers, which is Pak Budi Gunadi Sadikin. Coming as a psychology student, it is amazing how I see the university is putting so much effort to not only take care of the students' physical health but also the mental health. They have outstanding mental health fairs. They offer free counseling. They offer resources for all those diverse groups. And also the one thing that I'm really like, this is something new for me. When a student is, for example, is not feeling really good about themselves just because they're too tired, too stressed, they can just send an email to their professor saying that they need a time off, or they couldn't join the class, or they would probably request an extension for an assignment, and their professors would totally say yes. So I think this is really, because in Indonesia we're used to if we have deadlines, those are the things that we need to do at the exact time, but we can get an extension for our assignment for specific reasons, and that is what I'm really, wow, that is really something. But one of the highlights that I would say is when I was chosen to become a student speaker for TEDxBU. It was a daunting experience because I am confident enough when I talk to people, but it's not to a big crowd. I'm the only Indonesian student speaking in Devin. The time is really short. I isolated myself for the whole week because I was really scared. I was constantly practicing. I was constantly revising my drafts. I was dealing with my own insecurities, and therefore I didn't see my friends for the whole week. But during the day of the event, everything was worth it. I am so lucky. Fortunately, everything went well. I get to deliver my speech. I get to deliver my ideas to probably about 100 people, which is something that I'm super proud of. I also need to say thank you to my friends and family and to the team who have believed in me, who have helped me throughout my journey, because that was a roller coaster ride. That is something that highlights my journey throughout my whole experience as an exchange student at Boston University. If I were to turn back time, I would say that I have no regrets on everything that I've gone through, every experience that I have in the United States, and I would really like to thank the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology for the opportunity of achieving my dream to study abroad. Other than experience on what it's like to live in another country, I get to learn what it's like to study in another country. I get to learn how I expand my network, not only to Indonesian students studying in the United States, but also meeting international friends, that my international view has expanded. I have a broader horizon. I learn more about diversity of the world because, as they say, America is the melting pot of all of the nations. I came to the United States with the aim of finding myself throughout the journey, and I'm so glad that when I come back, I have fully discovered myself. During my time there, I figured out who I want to be, what are the contributions that I'm going to make, and then I gain new knowledge, and yeah, I'm just excited of bringing all those experiences that I have and contribute back to the country. So once again, I am really grateful for this opportunity. I am officially IISMA biased because I have no other words to describe how lucky and grateful I am to have this opportunity to study in one of the best schools in the world. It is truly a dream come true, and I really encourage you to do it. Just trust me, you're not gonna regret it, and just have to be able to go abroad.